There we go. How that works. I was like, my mic wasn't working for a second. Hi guys. Yeah, my thing that's disconnected right before I went live. I had to redo the mic. Hi everyone. Yeah, a stiff fart would actually do that. How's everyone doing tonight? Yeah, my whole thing completely just turned off. So, and it seems my captions are also being a little glitchy. But yeah, welcome in everybody. How's everyone feeling? Yeah, we're finally back with some more Path of Radiance. It's kind of been almost a month since I played this last time. Kind of hard to believe, right? Yeah, Michael, it's good to see you. My Sunday has been wonderful. I ended up actually going over to my sister's house. We were just chilling and talking while I was watching her play Pokemon Shining Pearl. She is training for her third badge, and she has a lot of really good Pokemon. She just got a Togepi down at the Grand Underground tonight. But yeah, it's been good, Michael. How was yours? Lewis, good to see you as well, too. How are you doing? How's everyone feeling? I know I'm usually not this late most of the time. But yeah, we're doing a chill, relaxing stream of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. I'm hoping to get this game done because remember, after we get done with this game, this playthrough of Fire Emblem, we're gonna be going to Juan's playthrough. We're actually gonna go finishing up the Messenger because that's what the sub dictates. So here, maybe I'm probably not gonna beat it in this stream, but I'll probably beat it next stream. Is I will be going to the Messenger after we're done with this game. And the other thing is I'm also done with Persona 3 Reload, which is kind of crazy. We have 2 games we're almost done with. Yeah, she's going to try to get to a Togekiss. If I remember right, she has the good nature for it, too. She has Serene Grace, which doubles every effect from any secondary effect. So Paralysis is now 60%. Flinch rate is now 60% from Air Slash. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with Togekiss. It's one of my favorite fairy types. Yeah, we're almost officially done with Persona 3 Reload. We have 2 more streams left. I did about 7 or 8 hours worth of gemstone grinding in the last block in Tartarus. And we are going to go through the rest of January. We're probably going to make one more trip through Tartarus because there is a way to start farming some Dead Moon's husks to be able to get like the best equipment in the game. You just got the monster team in Dragon Quest. What's your monster team look like, Dore? So Cynthia gives you a Togepi egg in Platinum only. In the original, I believe she gives you a Happiny. And my sister, she has a Blissey. So that's probably where she got it from. We're not behaving at all original. Far from it, in fact. How are you doing, buddy? Let me give Original Channel a proper shout out. Yeah, I was just talking about Shining Pearl version just a second ago. How's your, do you ever get that Shiny Heat Ran? So far, Squiggles, Lonely Joe, and a really angry chicken. I tell you what, one of the really, really good monsters that you can end up getting are that axe dinosaur, that Haxosaurus or whatever it's called. Like that right outside the beginning areas of the game. He's good. Yeah, so if you're going to go backtrack back over there and get him, he's a great starting team member to have. Not yet. How many resets are you at on that game? I know, so my sister, whenever she gets to post-game, she's going to start doing some shiny hunting too. She's going to start getting some of her team together, like getting some better moves and some better natures and things like that. She's going to be using the nature mints to get what she wants. So I kind of already dissuaded her from using Bastiodon. Bastiodon, I think, is a bad Pokemon. Because, you know, Rock type and Steel type, 2 awesome and solid sounding teams, when you put them together, they totally suck. So, she's going to get a Bastiodon, but she's not going to use it for her serious team. I told her it's not worth it, and it's not worth using. Anybody who uses Bastiodon, you guys got your work cut out for you. It's just, I wish it was better, but it's not. You were at over 26? Oh my gosh. I think the most resets I've ever done for an encounter was I think I did 3,500 resets for a shiny Palkia in Shining Pearl. And it's what's crazy about Palkia, it's so hard to tell if it's shiny, and it's just only slightly pinker than where the white is. So yeah, I've done almost 4,000 resets for a shiny Palkia before. I tried using it once and it looked cool. Yeah, it's awful. It's got great defenses and all that, but its speed's terrible and its typing is terrible. I mean, if you can get Metal Burst to go off, it's pretty good. Yeah, Bastiodon is a Pokemon. It is from Generation 4. It is a fossil Pokemon. It evolved from Shieldon. They're kind of more of like a Triceratops-looking Pokemon. but they have shields for their heads. Just hope someone doesn't have Earthquake or Cross Chop or Mach Punch or anything like that. Vacuum Wave would also be really bad against it. Rampardos is... Yeah, well, Rampardos is only slightly faster. Rampardos still is not going to be winning any speed awards. It's got a great attack stat and pretty passable HP, but everything else on Rampardos is just terrible. Rampardos is like the definition of overhyped. People thought they were going to have to ban it the Ubers before it came out, but it was much, much worse than it looked. Speed isn't... Oh, speed is very important. On the contrary, speed is one of the most important stats you can have in a Pokemon game. Speed, games are made or broken depending on the speed tie, and if you have any priority moves. Yeah, she is. She's training for the fighting gym now. I advised her... So, the gym leader in the fighting gym, Maylene, she has Meditite, Machoke, and Lucario. I told my sister to bring her Gallade. Gallade is almost perfect for that fight. Gallade or her starting Monferno. Speed isn't... It's not like Fire Emblem where it allows double attacks. Yeah, but having the advantage on the speed initiative is sometimes what makes or breaks an entire match. Yep, I definitely agree speed is one of the most important stats you can have. Especially that very golden standard 100 speed. But yeah, guys, we haven't played Fire Emblem in a while. I actually almost don't remember where I was getting ready to be at for this game here. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to like boot the game up, do some of the story mode, and see, like, get my bearings together about how we're going to do this. But yeah, we haven't done this in a while. So I bet maybe another stream or two are probably going to be done with Path of Radiance. I just didn't expect it to be a full playthrough, but I loved it so much I want to try it over again. And then, of course, we have the Messenger after that. And after the Messenger, or whatever comes next, we have... So we had another Tier 3 sub last night. We're going to be doing Crosscode after the next playthrough as well, too. So we have 2 playthroughs that decided on these subs, which is pretty cool. Unless you or me and teach it a ground move to use on Lucario and keep trying until it hits it. Hey, that Lucario being part steel, that's very viable, actually. So I have a giant thing of Dr. Pepper right now. 3 weeks till next. Yeah, are you kind of excited, nervous? What do you got? What do you got going on as far as preparing for that? I have to mentally prepare myself for big trips like that. I haven't touched Pokemon since Sun and Moon, and my team is terrible. I want to try to build a really good team one day. So it's an interesting place. So a lot of people say that Smogon is a great place to go for your build as far as what you can make, but that's like for a competitive PvP. Honestly, for most Pokemon, what you can do is you can give it moves that are the same type as it, give it some coverage moves, and maybe one support or status move. And most Pokemon are actually really good. It's a lot about their moves, unless you're unknown, but you should never use unknown. Crosscode looks fun. Looking at it for a while. I know Jin likes it. We were just talking about that yesterday. When we had the sub happen, Jin was getting really excited for me playing Crosscode. And he said, and the person who did the redeem, Spectrum, who did the sub, he said it was like a good 40 or 50 hour game. So I can get a good 10 or 11 streams out of it, I bet. I always felt like the speed in Pokemon only mattered when your Pokemon got low HP or you're in a complete even level in damage. Then you would lose that attrition fight. Well, the biggest thing I can think of as far as examples of speed would be is if it was... if you wanted to try to get a one-off. So if you have the speed advantage and the enemy doesn't know you have a coverage move against it, that initiative can make or break an entire matchup. So if you had, say, a Gliscor and you had a really slow, like a kind of a, you know how Mamoswine or Piloswine are pretty slow? Well, if you had Ice Shard, which is a Ice-type quick attack, which is 4-time effective against Gliscor, that could be a big difference there, too. Speed and priority are very important. Is she thinking of using Glaceon or Leaf? I don't know if she's even seen those yet. I know she's thinking of using Vaporeon or Espeon, but I don't know about those two. I don't think I got to prepare much aside from packing my stuff. I did another trip earlier this year, so I feel like it'll be a piece of cake. Do you ever like mentally dread it though? Like I can't. I have to like brace myself for it. I just can't just spontaneously do something. What if I want to use an unknown team that spells something sus though? Gosh, well, if you want to put up with 6 unknown using just hidden power, I guess that's your prerogative. I'll never encourage anybody to do that. But no, that's the fun thing about Pokemon. Yeah, if you want to make a really funny, like a joke team with just unknown, you're honestly doing better than most. That's actually hilarious. Gosh, can you imagine using an entire team of unknown? That would be freaking atrocious. In a really funny way, though, of course. But yeah, we are going to be, I'm going to pull up my, I'm going to pull up my socials here and look at my works here quick. And we're going to go ahead and get started here. Thank you. Unknown Nuzlocke. Gosh. So I feel sorry for the poor folks who actually ended up pulling off having a unknown as their Nuzlocke or their starter. Can you imagine something like that? Man, it's like when we were talking about Nuzlocks or randomizers. I was talking with Easily about the randomizer for Fire Emblem. Or not Fire Emblem, but Final Fantasy. It would just be absolutely atrocious. Okay. So let me go ahead and turn on my GameCube. And we'll go ahead and get started. So, fun, right? Making sure my Retro Tink and my Elgato are actually picking it up. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've played this game, huh? I know how you and I can get... Okay, you have me really intrigued about making money like that, Toxic. Let me hear it. Gosh, I love hearing some entrepreneur stuff here. But yeah, what's your plan? I want to have my unknown spell something funny. You should make it spell... There's enough letters for you to spell Amogus. If you spell Amogus with 6 unknown with an A-M-O-G-U-S, then I will give you a mod shield. Derp, how are you doing, buddy? And how are you, Pasta? Thank you for Jebbo. How are you doing today? Thank you for your flower, by the way, everybody. Appreciate it. Oh my gosh, it's Solo. Hi, Solo. Ooh, I will gladly take that sip. It was fun talking Eternal Darkness with you yesterday, by the way, Solo. Thanks for that. And for the care package. First of all, you and me start working at the bank. Doesn't matter the position. As long as we get in there. All right, then we go there one day, do the work, gain the trust until we get in the palm of our hand. Okay, so you have me on bank. So we're going to go inside of a bank and get the trust from them. I feel like this is like a plot to Always Sunny in Philadelphia, by the way. Sorry to dip. Oh, no worries at all. Yeah, thanks for the lurk, and good luck tonight. You'll be hanging out, though. Delray, enjoy the lurk. Thanks for hanging out and chatting, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy the open tab and the background sounds. You're doing good to hear, Derp. What are you up to this Sunday? I actually ended up spending some time with my sister. They deposit the money into our bank accounts week after week, month after month. They're not even going to know that they're being robbed. And after 20 or 30 years later, we walk out the... Okay, Toxic, what are you... Okay, that sounds like an actual quote from something. What is that from? That sounds super familiar, which is actually hilarious too, by the way. But what is that actually from? I remember that. Isn't it like a plot? Isn't it like Always Sunny in Philadelphia kind of plot? Yeah, that sounds like working a job at a bank. Wait, what is that from? Always going to chat about underrated gems or just good games in general. That's why I especially like. Oh yeah, it was Key and Peele. I was like, this sounds super familiar. I was like, wait a minute, this is not an original idea. But honestly, that plan might actually work. You just can't tell anybody about it, though. Okay, so I'm going to have to posthumously delete the messages off this chat later on. So we can't tell anybody about that plan. That's a job. Just grinding away in Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh yeah, you're gonna be doing more of the platinum. What are you grinding for now? What do you even mean the plot to Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Your plots are like movies, man. It's that exact idea sounds like something that Charlie would tell the rest of the gang in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So yeah, it's from Key and Peele, but that sounds exactly like something from that show. We're in chapter 22. Overcoming many hardships, Ike and company finally arrive in the Dayan capital of Navasa. However, much to their dismay, King Ashnard is nowhere to be found. You're beating a few members of the Mushroom 13. So if you do all of them, do you get something for that? According to intelligence reports, the king is in Crimea's capital of Melior, preparing to wage war against Gallia. In addition, at least half of the Dayan army, including its most elite forces, remain unharmed and at his side. The Crimean army is again forced to march. This time, however, the battlefield will be their own homeland. Eagerly awaiting their arrival is a Dayan army more powerful than anything they have faced so far. This fact, coupled with Nasir's act of betrayal... Oh yeah, that's right, Nasir betrayed us. He was the mole. Has filled Ike with apprehension and disappointment. Yet it is then, when all hope seems faint, that unexpected good news arrives. Ooh. You do get something. You also got to do it for the Gemini's Journal. Forget every bestiary entry. All right, chapter 22, solo. Not like Han Solo, and I'm not going to be doing the whole chapter by myself. We are still at Dan Keep. We went in there thinking King Ashnard was going to be there. General Ike, sir, reinforcements have arrived from Begnion. Reinforcements? I haven't heard anything about this. Have you, Princess Alencia? No, not a word. Are you sure they're Begnion troops? Yes, sir. They fly Begnion's insignia. There can be no doubt of their authenticity. And the man in command is one of Begnion's most beloved heroes, General Zelgius. There's no mistaking him, sir. Allow me to meet with him first. I beg your pardon. Are you General Ike? That guy's huge. I am. And who are you? I am Zelgius, Arrow of Kadol. I don't even know where that is. I've been dispatched from Begnion with a battalion to support your army. Your assistance is much appreciated, but this is very unexpected. I understand your surprise. For Begnion's Imperial Senate, this decision was made with unusual haste. I imagine so. It took forever just to get the soldiers I have now. Well, there's a reason behind this expedited decision. Duke Persis has returned home. Do you mean Sephiran? Correct. Duke Persis is also senior statesman of the Imperial Senate. The Duke returned from his travels and began working immediately to settle pressing affairs of state. First, he met with the Apostle, and they exchanged reports on both foreign and domestic matters. Then they discussed Begnion's position in retaliation in relation to the current conflict, and possible course of action. In less than half a day, they brought the entire Imperial Senate into line and sent us here to you. So you're saying that Begnion has allied itself with Crimea. Is that it? That's it exactly. I am at your service, General. Like, woo, we got reinforcements! Oh, wow, thank you. Now then, please tell me what you'd like me, what you would have my men do. I'm ordered to help in any way possible. You've caught me off guard. I can't think of anything right now. In that case, do I have permission to make camp around the palace and rest my troops? Yes, please do. That's no problem. Thank you. Please do not hesitate to call if you need help, have need of us. We are at your disposal. So I kind of got a little bit more of a relief. He has some backup now. Begnion reinforcements. That was unexpected, wasn't it? It certainly was. It seems the Apostle and Sephiran did the impossible by getting them to us. All for our little army. It's hard to believe they would go to all this trouble. First we take Dayan's capital, and now this. Things are looking up. Yeah, we took Dayan's capital, so basically we're showing the rest of the continent we're able to actually fight off Dayan. You're right. Even if we don't receive help from Gallia, we still may be able to defeat Ashnard. That's true. It's like a dream. I have to disagree. Oh, look. Soren is upset again. Who knew? What is it this time? If the Crimean army is not the crux of Dayan's defeat, this war means nothing. What does that have to do with the arrival of these reinforcements? The battalion that just arrived is greater in numbers than one we originally received. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry for what? Honey, you never have to apologize. What's going on? Although it's good to see you. Hopefully you've been having a good time. I played through the whole game. I still hate Soren almost as much as Shinon. I hate Shinon more. So yeah, I don't apologize about that. But yeah, so Soren... Remember, when my opinion about Soren, I'm factoring in Radiant Dawn and his character development into that. Like, Path of Radiance, like, very beginning with Soren, I can't stand him. So I agree with you on that one. I don't dislike him. He's not my favorite, but I for sure don't dislike him like I dislike Shinon. He's that guy's an asshole. Not only that, but all these soldiers are marching under Begnion's name. So, if these reinforcements are responsible for defeating King Dayan, what do you think will happen? That achievement, the very victory itself, will belong to the Begnion Empire, not to Crimea. If that happens, Crimea will be rebuilt however Begnion sees fit, and Princess Alencia will be a mere figurehead. Yeah, there's a lot of political play into this. So basically, Begnion and armies did this in real life too, or nations. They get to claim credit for being able to win a war for somebody else, so they get to decide what they get to do with it. That's not unheard of. And then the deeds of an unknown mercenary company will be expertly covered up. We'll receive some paltry sum of money and be swept under a rug somewhere. Mark my words. Soren, you're being so rude. Surely the Apostle, of all people, would never do such a thing. It's not the Apostle you should be worried about. And this General Zelgia seems sincere enough to me. Come, Soren, I have heard of situations like that which you describe, but whether this is such a case... We've been fortunate to receive this goodwill. Must we always search for such ulterior motives? Yes, we must. Have you forgotten, Nasir? It's that sort of naive attitude that allowed him to remain undetected for so long. You people don't seem to get it. We're at war. All doubts, no matter how small, must be extinguished. If they aren't, we could well be ignoring something that will lead to our defeat, or to our death. Let's take Soren's comments under the consideration and discuss this at length. We meet in 1 hour. Yeah, man, Shadow of a Fight, right? I'm so glad that Melee was able to actually start showing such great storytelling from these. You haven't played Radiant Dawn yet. You started it stopped at chapter 8, I think. So Radiant Dawn's pacing is so weird. Anybody who's never played Radiant Dawn before, the pacing of that game is very odd. They have it in different parts. Like, there's different acts to the game, unlike other Fire Emblem games.